I need you over. Wish I could taste, kiss you down by your waist. He treats you wrong. Wish I could show you.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lydia, in case you're stopping by for the first time, and if you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. In today's video, we are going to be working with hair from Niger Beauty Hair. This was the hair I rocked in my birthday video, which I just posted, and I got so much compliments for it. Thank you for leaving me such sweet compliments. But I'm showing you that the hair comes with bomb eyelashes. They sent me a replacement frontal. So I've had this hair since December last year, so it's almost 8 months or 9 months if not, and the hair is it has held up really well. I just had to replace the frontal because it's old and your frontal is not meant to last forever, so they sent me replacement frontal and another bundle to add to the hair, which I didn't really need to because their frontal is really full. So I just needed a frontal and a bundle to work with the hair, a frontal and 3 bundles rather. So but I used the new bundle on top with the frontal, then the other older ones underneath, just common sense, I guess. But then I'm just showing you guys how full the frontal hairline is. The first time around, I think I overplucked it, but this time I was really careful not to. And yeah, this is the older wig I was talking about. I'm showing you the frontal. The net is balding at some spots, and it's just old. It needs to be changed. And yeah, the frontal, the hair as well is really good hair. So for the part 1, we're going to be bleaching the knots, and for this I'm using my 40 volume developer, which I mixed in with the 12 volume developer, and then bleach. I'm going to be doing this to make sure that the bleach is in a pasty form. You can see my brush is standing. Like, that's your test. If your brush can stand in your mixture, you've got it right, because trust me, I've over bleached so many frontals and I had to learn it the hard way, so take it from me. So for application of my bleach, I didn't really apply it everywhere like mad, like pour it on the frontal. I just focused on major places, and I'm just checking to see if it's completely bleached. I went ahead to wash it out with purple shampoo, and that's just going to tone the brassiness in the hair. You can see how lovely it looks. So that's just going to turn out the brassiness, and I'm going to go ahead and tint my lace. This is another first step because I've never tried this before. I'm just going to go ahead and use this red dye in the shade tan. So for subsequent situations, I'm definitely going to use either cocoa or caramello, and then because this red dye in tan was a bit too light, you need hot water and you need salt as well. So that's what I just did in the video, and I'm just going to go ahead and put the lace. Because your lace is fabric, is going to tint it, but then it's not going to do anything to your hair, so you don't have anything to worry about. So I'm just going to go ahead and dip it in and leave it for a while. You'll see the water start to clear out because the dye is sticking to the lace. Now you can see how perfectly that matched me. Like, it matched me almost too well. I was quite pleasantly pleased. So going into making the wig, guys, this is part 2. And then for part 2, I don't want to split these videos into several parts because I really don't want to. I don't know, I don't like watching all those YouTube videos that are split into several parts, but then this is part 2 of this video, making of the wig. I just showed you guys how I how I sculpted the lines, how I drew the lines rather on the cap to guide me. And this is just me practicing because this is my first time ever using a sewing machine in my life. I know I'm going to get better, but that fabric I just showed you in that last clip was what was helping me know how to work with the machine. Now I'm going to go ahead to double my wefts, and for this process you have to be very patient. This thing was so frustrating, my goodness. My thread kept breaking, but then I figured out how to be very gentle with it. Like, you have to be gentle, almost as if you're driving a car. You don't want to press your accelerator too fast or too slow. And I definitely know this video is not detailed as pertaining to making your wig with a sewing machine. As time goes along, we are still learning together. Once I get the hang of it, trust me, I'm going to come on here and teach you guys everything you need to know in detail. But for now, I'm just sewing along those lines pretty self-explanatory, even though I know it's not for a beginner like me and if possibly you. But then this was pretty self-explanatory. I just followed those lines I drew on the cap. So this is after I had sewn down one bundle. Well, I was not really following the lines because again I'm a newbie, but then it takes practice to go along the U properly. But it took me a while, and it was much faster though. I feel like once I master it, it's definitely much faster. So this is after the second bundle. The second bundle, I started using the third bundle as well, but I have not finished the third bundle as well. So I'm just showing you guys the level, and I think this was after the third bundle. So I'm going to go ahead and put the fourth bundle now. It wasn't up to 4, just like one. It wasn't up to 4. So I got to the frontal part, and this is how the wig is looking. You can see how neat that looks, even for me that is a beginner. Imagine when I master making wigs with this machine. You can see how neat that wig looks back and front. I'm just going to go ahead and manually attach the frontal to the hair, because all the tutorials I saw, no one attempted to sew their frontal to the wig with the sewing machine, because there's just so much hair on the head at this point. After doing that, I'm going to go ahead and cut off that cap underneath. So usually while you're sewing your bundles to the cap starts to shrink, but once you cut off this excess part, then your cap fits very snug on your head, and it's very nice. Trust me, this whole process is time consuming. Like, while I was doing this, I understood why people charge so much for wig baking and coloring services. Like, this whole process took me 3 to 4 days, which I've put into 15 minutes. It took me 3 to 4 days, so you know what I'm talking about. You see me change different outfits because it was not even funny. So this next clip, I'm definitely going to show you guys more in-depth tutorial. Like I said, this is not me teaching you guys how to do anything. This is me showing you how I achieved it as a beginner, with capital letter that I am, in hair, but with time, once I start to get the hang of it, I'll start to put out like detailed tutorials that would actually help you guys out there. But then it's pretty basic that everybody knows. You have to put foil while bleaching the hair so that the foil will help it process faster. And the bleach and developer I use is the same one I showed you guys, which I use for the frontal. And this is what the hair is looking like. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it in even more foil and leave it for a while. So this whole process for dyeing and bleaching the bleaching the hair and dyeing, it took me, like I said, 2 days, but not 2 days in total. So let's say maybe like I started it 2 hours the previous day, then I ended it maybe 3 or 4 hours the next day. So maybe a total of 7-8 hours. Like, yeah. So the hair didn't bleach as much as I wanted it in the front. So I went ahead and added in more bleach because I wanted that birthmark highlight thingy going on. So I did that, and I went ahead to wash out the hair. I used my Tresemme shampoo. This stuff is really good with keratin. It helps the hair. This makes it very silky. So this is what the hair was looking like after I did the dyeing, the bleaching process. So yeah, I'm just showing you guys the tips as well. And I went ahead to give it a quick blow dry because it was already quite late on this day and I wasn't about to wait for a long time. I got really impatient and I went ahead and just started dyeing this when it wasn't properly. Dyeing hair is not meant to be, hair you want to dye is not meant to be dry, but then it should be dry to an extent. This was still dripping when I started dyeing it. So don't be like me, because it made my lace stain, which I'm going to show you guys when I want to install the hair. It made my lace stain. It also made the dye not take properly to the hair. So these are the dyes I'll be using from Garnier and from Revlon. I'm just gonna head to mix them in and label them because I didn't want to mix them up. This is a tip I learned from Sophiology, and I went ahead to increase the size of the dye with developer, which I'm feeling like I should not have done because I think it ended up making the hair look brassy. So don't do that. Don't be like me. In case you want more dye, buy more dye. Don't be thinking you are smart and using 12 volume developer to increase the size of your dye. It's not sense. Don't allow too much sense to kill you. So now I'm just going to go ahead on the parts where I want to be blonde the most. I'm going to go ahead, and this is my assistant's hand, by the way. I had her help me because the girl was getting tired, so I wanted her to help me hold the hair while I comb out the dye. But then I was saying, everywhere I wanted to be highlighted, I went in with the blonde dye, and then everywhere I wanted to be the other color, darker color, I went in with the darker color. And this is the color I came up with, or I ended up with. And I really didn't like it. That clip was shaking because I wanted to show you guys the whole length of the hair, but I really didn't like it because it still looked brassy to me, right? Comment down below if it still looks brassy to you at this point. So what I did was to go in with toner, and the toner I'll be using is from Wella. It's their toner in T35. So I'm just going to mix it in with 2 parts conditioner, and then I'm going to apply that to the hair. This one, I applied it everywhere on the hair, and then I let it sit for about 45 minutes. After letting it sit for about 45 minutes, then I washed it off with purple shampoo, and then I conditioned it with silicone mix. So that's what I did to the hair. I didn't show all those clips because I just thought it was a repetition, but then I just did that. Those are the steps I did. After this, I washed it with purple shampoo and I conditioned it with silicone mix because the hair was really starting to feel quite dry. So yeah, after this step, so this is what the hair is looking like after I was done toning it. To be frank, I wish I maintained this color because this color is really pretty. It looks so cute when it's wet, but then once, can you see how the ash blonde looks? But then it dried up and started looking back to honey brown again. I still bought some dyes which I'm going to show you guys. I don't know if I'll show you guys. I might try to dye the hair again and see how it goes, and I'll let you guys know, of course. But for installation now, which is the fun part, I'm going to go ahead with my foundation, stick foundation. I'm in the shade Beautiful Bronze from Black Opal, and you can see I'm lightly rubbing this on the cap. Before, I used to use a stronger brush, and if you just end up messing my whole hair, pouring foundation on my hair like that's underneath the cap, which was not necessary and ended up making me use so much product. So just be careful and light-handed with this process. And then now I'm going into got to be glue and got to be spray, and what this is going to do is going to make the hair slip down on your head and make it very smooth. Guys, there are a ton of YouTube tutorials on this process. I was even watching one while I was doing this, so please check them out. This is how the hair is looking. Another mistake I made, please don't be like me and go ahead and style your hair when you have not cut the frontal and when you have not pre-plucked. It's a different thing if I plucked this hair and customized it already, cut off the ear tabs, but I didn't. I just showed you guys where I stained the hair, by the way, with dye, the frontal. So it's a different thing if I had done all of that before styling this hair, but I didn't. Don't be like me. Make sure you do it before you style the hair. Be smart. I was foolish. So now I'm going to go ahead and use my bold hold to seal off my bald cap. I learned this from Erica J, another very talented hair guru on YouTube. So this makes the cap slip even more and makes it flatter even more. And I'm using this Eda's Atelier Beauty brush cleaner, and that has a lot of alcohol in it because I didn't have alcohol and I needed to clean off the makeup on the edges of my head. So that's what I was doing there. And guys, hello, hold up, can you see how that frontal is melted into my hair? Like, it's just matching beautifully, if I do say so myself. So I went ahead to cut off the lace and cut the lace into 3, and then I'm going to go ahead and use bold hold on each part. So I did 3 coats of each, and guys, this thing stayed. Like, I sweat a lot in Nigerian heat. It stayed put until I had to use alcohol to take it off after day 6, and that's the longest I've had a wig on my head because I couldn't just take it off like I easily take off got to be glued or even ghost bond. So I highly recommend this glue. Just take your time to spread it out and it will definitely work for you. It's tested, trust me. I sweat the most on my scalp and forehead, and this thing stayed put. The days I feel like it was going to come up, I just had to tie it down, and when I wake up the next morning with the AC and everything, it's is strong back. It has gained its hold back. Now I'm just going to go ahead and push that lace into the glue because it has already dried clear, and then I'm going to cut off the lace. So everybody on YouTube says that you should use eyebrow razor. It gives you a zigzag lace and then your cutting looks more natural. So that's what I ended up doing. And then I'm going to use this band, which I also learned from Erica J. So what this is going to do, tying your frontal with this and going ahead to blow it with warm heat, is going to make the glue melt into your forehead. Just wait and see what that's going to look like once I take off this headband. Like, it looked so melted. Can you see what I'm talking about? I didn't even need, this is the first time in my life that I did not need to use baby hair to cover lace on my head. It was melted literally into my head. I'm just going to go ahead and take off all the pins and take off all the things I have on my hair. Once again, don't be like me. After I did this step, then you go ahead to style it, or find another way. Don't just style it before cutting the lace and doing all of that. And if you have any curling tips for me, like a good curling wand, a good, like, what to do to make the curls last, please comment down below, because I feel that was where I messed up the most with this install. I didn't do it properly. I don't know what went wrong, but the curls didn't hold on the hair. And yeah, I wasn't so happy with that part, with the styling part. So let me know what I didn't do so great down below if you're a hair expert. What I did was just to add hair wax on that part and to use the this hot tool to just slay it down. I should have used a hot comb, but my hot comb was not close by. So the wax is going to make the flyaways lie down and make the hair look really sleek at the part. I'm going to do my Afro G styling mousse, which I didn't really need to do for a small baby hair that was there. And that's it, guys. So this is what I actually have this makeup look on my channel already. It's the one before this one, so please do endeavor to check it out. Thank you so much for watching up until this point. So guys, that completes the whole hair process of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I changed the frontal like I showed you guys in the video, and I still am enjoying this hair, and you can get it here in Nigeria. It's still very soft, even though I dyed it severely and did all of that to the hair. And yeah, let me know how I did in the comment section down below. My absolute first time laying the frontal, and I think it looks really good. Really flat as well. I made this wig from scratch like you saw. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. How did I do? You think the color looks nice? I still definitely have a lot to learn when it comes to like curling the hair and styling it properly, and I'll definitely learn. But let me know what you guys think, like the process. Did you enjoy everything? I have this makeup tutorial already on my channel, so you can also check it out in case you're interested. Very important, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. It will mean so much to me, and I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.